And we're going to talk for about 30 minutes here and then open to questions. And Nicholas is going to share a new vision for a company that we have a lot of associations about. I think all of us, we think we know who SAP is and the kinds of solutions that they deliver. And I think we're going to hear something very different today.
So it's a pleasure to be here.
Yes.
Thanks for hosting this chat. I'm part of the on-demand unit of SAP, and I'm in charge of product management. So a couple of explanations. All the vendors use their own little terminology related to the cloud. We call on-demand the solutions that we design and deliver to run natively on the cloud. So those are not traditional applications we put a red nose on and put on the cloud saying we're on demand. Those are truly applications we built right from the start to run on the cloud. And in terms of responsibility, I have the privilege to answer questions such as what is the future of enterprise applications? Where do we want to invest? Who do we compete with? What is our strategy to win against the competition? What is the bill of material of the solutions we need to provide? How exactly are we going to differentiate? What's the value proposition? What's the packaging? What's the pricing? Basically, all the business aspects that are related to product development. In fact, let's first acknowledge that enterprise applications have delivered a lot of business efficiency and effectiveness around the world, so, and they continue to do so. But we also have to acknowledge that they keep running into the same limitation again and again and again, which is how do they engage the end users? And that's pretty much related to the fact that they were designed from the standpoint of the enterprise around the business process, and the end user was always a second concern. What does it mean concretely? And you heard that from the people around you using enterprise applications. Maybe you feel the same, but typically the reactions we get with traditional applications, and not just SAP, I'm afraid the entire industry is the same, is I'm using this app and I can almost feel that I'm part of a structured process. It feels like, it seems like I'm actually looking at a database sometimes. I feel a bit lonely. I mean, is there anybody else out there? I mean, I'm interacting with the system, and I'm giving a lot of data to the machine, yeah. But I'm not sure I'm getting a lot of value back.
Yeah.
And at the end, I understand that it's part of my job to use this application, but is this application really helping me to do a better job? Yeah. And the second thing that is happening is that the end users are basically bringing their own tools to the workplace to solve the business issues. So on one hand, you have end users who really resist using the applications that you offer to them. So your information system is not as effective as it's supposed to be. It's always one step, let's say, behind the business reality. And the second thing that is happening is that your information system is actually slowly but surely broken with some shadow IT happening in your lines of business when the end users are bringing their own tools. On tools like, I don't know, LinkedIn, for example, to manage their contacts, maybe their own profile or to find some candidates. Maybe Twitter as their new way of communicating with the people around them. It can be Google Apps, and we heard that a lot of times. Well, some people actually use it on their own without the blessing of the enterprise. So some fragmentation happening. So that's a problem for us as vendors, obviously, but it's a problem for customers as well, right? The system of information is not as effective and not as consistent as it's supposed to be. So how do we address this issue at SAP? We basically are turning the problem on its head. Instead of designing the application for the enterprise first and the end user second, we're saying, hey, what about designing applications for the person? What about trying to help the person achieve its business objectives better, and in turn will make the enterprise more effective? So that's a paradigm shift that is basically happening at SAP, and we're not the only ones. Yeah?